So Matty, thank you for joining us again. It's been about 6-7 weeks since we last did one of these, and we've seen a couple of boys go down with some injuries on the field and maybe miss out a couple of games, so we thought it'd be a perfect time to catch up with yourself. First off, how are you enjoying the season? We're 4 from 4 in the league season. How are you finding things?
Yeah, been a great start to our league campaign. Obviously we'd played a fair few games before that. It's been an unusual start and we have picked up a few bits, but at the minute, yeah, going really well, enjoying it.
Seems like there's a good set of boys and a good kind of sense of camaraderie in the team. It's great to see out on the field, but at training as well. Are you enjoying being a part of this group?
Oh, absolutely. It's a great bunch from staff to players, and we have a lot of fun. But then when the serious stuff comes, you know, the lads are on the training every day.
So we just want to pick through a couple of the injuries and a couple of players that fans might not have seen for a little bit. We'll start with sort of our long-term injuries that fans know about. Obviously, Jerry McGilvery picking up that arm injury at Siddle. How's his recovery going, and how long will it be until we see Jerry out on the field? Yeah,
he's probably going to do his time. Is Jerry? His rehab's coming on really well from that tricep rupture surgery that he had to go through. Is possibly about 3 weeks away, which is about the right time. We've just got some loading phases to go through with him, and some return to play protocols. But yeah, there's been no setbacks whatsoever with him. He's flying.
Toby Boothroyd's the other sort of long-term player that's been on the sidelines. His injury against Hunslet in the Challenge Cup game down here, bit of a nasty one. How's Toby and himself, and how's that recovery going? Yeah,
real unlucky for Toby, you know, in the first couple of minutes of that game, and again he ruptured his AC joint completely, needed surgery for that. He's halfway through his return to play, and again doing really well. He's back out on the field now, passing, doing his strength in the gym, but again he'll be possibly 3 months, so he's still got a fair bit of time to go, possibly 5 weeks, 6 weeks.
Nice. The last couple of games then, you've been a fairly busy man. The guys have kept you on the field quite a lot of time. Doncaster especially, we obviously picked up 3 injuries that saw 3 guys miss out of the York game. The York game, sorry. First of all, Oliver Pratt came off with that shoulder-looking injury. I spoke to yourself after the game and you said he heard a crunch. What's been the diagnosis for Pratt?
He's damaged a ligament in his shoulder, but it's not severe. So hopefully Pratty won't be out too long. And again, he's going through his strength, return to play protocols, and he's coming on really well. So we're only expecting him to be out short term.
Yeah, Liam Hood, 2 tries, 2 head knocks in the Doncaster game. I'm sure you were happy about that. How's Hoodie and himself? Will we likely see? There's been no complication with that sort of head knock and his return to play?
Yeah, he's always happy as Hoodie. Yeah, he's a good lad. He's had no repercussions from that whatsoever. So he was online to follow his protocol, and there's been no setbacks at all with that. So he's good to go.
And then the final one from the Doncaster game, we saw Renew for Tony come on for a very short second stint in that second half and seemed to come off with a little bit of a leg injury. Just talk us through what happened.
Yeah, it was more precautionary. You know, he wanted to stay on, did Ren's, as most of them do, but he seemed to have picked up a loose leg, and someone sort of drove him into what we call abduction, and he's just overstretched his adductor muscle. We could have probably pushed him to play last week, but looking at what we've got coming up, some really important games, we thought it'd be better to leave him out of last week, and he looks like he'll be ready to go again this week.
One from a couple of weeks previous to the Doncaster game is Jay Pitts. We've seen him in a walking boot. He's now out of that boot. I think a little bit of an overzealous play from Jay. He's not a spring chicken anymore, jumping up for that ball. How's his ankle? How's his foot coming along?
Yeah, good. I mean, that's him all over in it, chasing everything down and stuff. We're just unlucky on that field again. He's rolled his ankle. Scans suggest that there's a few bits in there, nothing too serious to need surgery. And again, he's impressed and come on really well with his rehabilitation. He's not far off short term now, I would say, a couple of weeks.
Last week then we saw Lachlan Walmsley resurrected about 3 times during the game, and obviously each time coming back and scoring a try, obviously bagged 4 in that game. A lot of fans will want to hear how Lachlan is, if there's any lasting damage from that game. How's it feel?
Yeah, no, he took a couple of heavy knocks to his side on his pelvis, but yeah, you know, Lachlan looked like he wasn't going to get back in the next play, but they're very sore then. But you know, luckily for him, it's just a knock to one of his bones, and he's trained fully today, so there's no concerns with him.
A couple of head knocks in that game as well. Jack Croft in the first half, obviously he came back in the second half, having passed his HIA, and then Luke Gale late on coming off. Everything okay with those two guys?
Yeah, both passed the HIAs, so yeah, there'll be no concerns with them two at all.
One guy that we've not seen so far in 2024 is Luke Bain. I know when we previously spoke he was potentially only a couple of weeks away, but we've yet to see him out on the field. How is Luke? Has there been any complications in his return to play? Yeah,
he's actually done really well from his Achilles tendon rupture. You know, one of the best I've seen. He's progressed on every stage with absolutely no issues. We just did some final testing with him last week, and then just subsequently from that, he just picked up a little niggle, and again, more of a precautionary. So we've just kept him out another couple of weeks. Hopefully, he'll recover from that. But he's raring to go. You know, he's spent a bit of time over here in rehab. But we knew we'd signed him with this problem, and these can last a while. We just want to make sure that he's right. And while everyone's team's going well, you know, we've got people to cover for that. So you know, we know this is going to be a long season. So we want to make sure that we see it through.
Well, this video's been a little bit doom and gloom, talking about guys that are potentially not playing for the next few weeks. There has been some real good success in getting players back on the field. First off, Harvey Smith was out for a couple of weeks and obviously made his return on Sunday against York. How do you feel like Harvey went, and how's he been in his recovery?
Yeah, Harvey's been great. He's a great kid. He picked up a slight niggle in the reserves or academy game. I can't remember which one it was away. So again, he was back within a week and a half. We left him a couple of weeks just to make sure that he's flying. And then you've seen as he's come back into the first team environment, he's been great, and there should be no repercussions from that at all.
The big one then on Sunday was obviously the return of Liam Kay. He's had a very long pre-season. He admitted himself after the game that he's been raring to go for a number of weeks and couldn't wait to get the boots back on. How impressed have you been with him throughout his recovery, and how great was it to see him out on the field?
Well, I couldn't wait to get rid of him, to be honest, mate. But no, he's been great as Liam. You know, unluckily for him, he had some knee surgery at the end of last year, and then just in his second full training session back, he ruptured both ankle ligaments, which obviously needed surgery, which most people know about. His rehab's been great. We took him to the longest point for a reason, make sure that we're ready to go. And again, he adds so much to the group, so it's great to have him back, definitely.
Definitely a busy time for you then.
Always is in this game. Always is.